What up, players? Warboss Tail up in this mud. Today we're going to be unboxing Markus Wulfheart. He's a special character for the Empire Army range in the Warhammer Fantasy Battles game, and he was one of the wave releases. Oh, sorry about the crazy glare. Let's see if I can hear with that. Nah, it's the window behind causing this glare. He was one of the wave of characters released with the Empire in their latest army book and army update, and very interesting story, very interesting background, and fluff if you want to read it, and very cool special rules too that aren't gonna win or make him any huge powerhouse in a tournament, but are just pretty interesting to read. So give it a go. I haven't seen many videos on him, so I bought a whole bunch of the Empire releases when the army was released, and I thought I'd start by unboxing this chappie here. So his fluff is that he's a hunter, he's a master hunter, and after tragedy befalls him, he goes out and he makes it his life mission to hunt giant monsters in the Emperor's forests. So very cool. The first thing you get in cutting open the package is a clamshell, perfect for wet pallets, or ghetto wet pallets even. You get a square base with a slot. What is this? They're bringing back slotted bases? Interesting. And then you get the frame. One frame, no options, and this is usual with the new Finecast releases. Finecast releases that are not resculpts of old models, like the Ogre Tyrant and Slaughtermaster kits. You get alternate heads, alternate weapons, and stuff like that. But for this and most of the new Finecast releases, you only get one frame with one way to build your model up. So let's take a look. We see right off the bat lots of flash coming off of his arm, off of his belt. A lot of flash connected to the frame. Looks like the bow here is connected to the frame. No? Okay. Connected on this side. Like when they connect it to the frame like that, you have to kind of snap it off, because it's always a danger of the join being a little bit too thin. Yeah, but I don't see any really bad air bubbles. Air bubbles is what I hate the most about Finecast. Ah, look at that. There's my pointer. Get in focus. Right on the edge of his satchel, huge air bubble took out the corner. I mean, if I want, I could liquid green stuff it to get the shape of that corner, but that's kind of too bad. At least it's not like on the edge of the cloak. Weird flash. Mold lines wise, I see one coming right underneath the axe or whatever hand weapon he's holding in the back, and I don't see any. Oh, here's another air bubble right underneath the sword. There, you can see put that in the center of the frame. Is that a pouch? Yeah, air bubble on the bottom of the pouch, air bubble on the bottom of this wrapping for the sword. I thought just now when looking at it that here on the bow this is all just like miscasts, but apparently it's supposed to have this kind of pitted look to the bow. And I say, yeah, alright, whatever, GW. Luckily though, thankfully, oh my gosh, thankfully his face is not all jacked up, because when I still have like traumatizing moments of when I unboxed my dwarf Thane with the banner, and I was cleaning his face by just kind of scrubbing off the like the mold release agent and stuff lightly with something akin to this, the Finecast scrub brush that Games Workshop sells, and then his nose came off, and I thought, oh no. I don't even know what this does. Apparently you use it to scrub off the flash. I know you're supposed to use it in conjunction with fine cast models, I just don't understand how you're supposed to use it. Anyways, whatever. I'm gonna start clipping this guy out. So I've got my handy Privateer Press Formula P3 pair of clippers, but really you could use any. And I remember when I first started modeling, I used clippers from my local. It's not a hobby store. It was like an arts and crafts store, and I got it in the jewelry beading section. Beat it next to all the beads. I like one thing I do like about this sculpt is, I mean, there are a couple things. I like the detail on the face, and I enjoy the fur trim of the liner for his coat. And if I decide to paint him up like the box cover, or like the package cover, you could do some really nice purples on his cloak. So he's one of the easier models to clip out. Some models, like the Ogre Tyrant, are just a nightmare to clip out of the sprue. So the first thing you want to do after clipping out your models, for you new hobbyists out there, you've got your craft knife ready to go in and clean up any mold lines, is just look and see, okay, where's the worst pieces of flash? And where are the mold lines? So there's some flash here. All this down here is flash that needs to be slowly work that. I mean, with plastic models, you're gonna have to deal with mold lines all the time, but fine cast is... Oh no! I put a little bit of pressure against this, against the the hilt of this sword, and it went boot. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Please don't break off! Please don't break off! Super glue to the rescue! This is terrible. Oh, this is. Oh my god! No! 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 Okay. Okay. Whew. Alright. I think I fixed it. Put a little bit of super glue, and then I... Fine cast! Alright, while that last clip was loading, I took the chance to glue in. Well, first I had to clean the bow and then glue it in. I found, and you're gonna find, that there are mold lines that run on the back side, or on one side of the bow rather, where the fingers are, and on the other side. So you're gonna need to scrape those and clean those off. For younger hobbyists out there, if you're, I want to say 12 through, you know, even 16, 17, or 18, you just want to be careful with how much energy you use into scraping. And even older models or hobbyists, if you're not particularly you know, comfortable with how you do your cleaning, and if you find that you have a tendency to mess up mold lines and stuff when you're scraping, then just be extra careful. Because I want to say that there are only two pieces in this kit, right? You get Markus's body, and then you get the hand with the bow. So how easy is it to put together? It's very easy, but how easy is it to clean this model? You know, everybody's fine cast experience is different, but from what I've found, you know, with the sword hilt breaking off and with all the mold lines and stuff, it was moderately hard to clean up this model. And I can still see I missed this mold line on the inside of his cloak, and there's some extra stuff I'm gonna have to do to clean this model. But let me show you what I was talking about earlier about on one of my earlier videos on why I kind of don't know what GW is thinking. There, it says Empire at the bottom of his base here, but when you put it into the base and you try to fit it in, it doesn't fit because the letters pop out. So we're gonna need to scrape this wording off with our hobby knife. And if you're scraping away from you, which you should be doing, I find I have less control, so I always scrape in, and that way I can control how much force I'm using, how much energy I'm using. I find when I'm scraping away from myself, I have a harder time controlling how much gusto I put behind. You just want to be very super careful, especially when you get close to your thumb. I have cut my thumb more times than I can care to remember, and some of them have been so bad that I've had to run off and get a band-aid and some healing ointment. But yeah, that's my horror story. Did you say horror story? No, horror story. You know, this is a family show, Lewis. Alright, so it's a little bit of glue, and we're just gonna fit that into place. I usually do that twice because I only glue one side of the tab, so I get glue on both sides. But I don't know why I'm clearing my throat so much in these videos lately. Sorry, guys. Hope Papa Nurgle's not raining me with blessings. So I'm gonna let this dry, and actually I don't think I need to let it dry and come back to this video because I'm pretty much done with this character. He's a beautiful looking character. The sculpt is really nice. I think, oh, you know what I think this is supposed to be? What he's pulling out right now is supposed to be the special arrow that he uses, which is like a beast killer arrow. So that's pretty cool. I thought it was like a shovel or something. It's just a weird looking top of an arrow, but yeah, he's pulling it out of his arrow bag back here. Okay, I get it. I get what you did, GW sculptors. So it's a beautiful sculpt, and the movement, the lines, I like to look at the lines of a model, and the lines of him pulling out the arrow, the bow kind of going at this diagonal, and the sweep of the cape. I mean, when you look at a model and you try to break it down visually, like, that's very, very interesting. It's an interesting line. So he's not a terribly bad-looking sculpt. I think for, you know, artistic-wise, the line from the arrow to the bow to the cape, even the feather, the way his feather sweeps to the side instead of like standing straight up, I appreciate that. Oh, and down here, back here, you see the sword, the scabbard, kind of pointing in the same direction as the cape and the bow. So I appreciate stuff like that. And I think it's a good model. I just think, you know, like I said, it's the cleaning and the fiddly bits. Like, really, if you rewind and look back to when I popped this, you know, the hilt off of the sword, I was really just like holding my hand there so I could scrape down here below his coat, and so that was kind of a bummer. But the cool thing about it is that as a painter, I'm already thinking about what colors to paint him if I'm going to go with the Games Workshop color scheme standard, which I might if I want to do a tutorial on him. But if you want to be creative, you can really take advantage of the fact that he's wearing one of these slashed poofy sleeves, so that if you're doing a different army color scheme, you could paint him up in the colors of that army. Say if I were to do him in the black and yellow of Averland, or in the red and blue of Altdorf. I'm not sure what colors he has on that. He's got like this blue and white, which makes him look very much like Middenheim, and it contrasts nicely with the purple cloak and the dark browns of the coat. So, you know, I'm probably going to do that, and yeah, I look forward to painting him. So, hope you enjoyed this unboxing and product review. Like I said, if you're a younger painter or if you're inexperienced at working with fine cast models, you want to just be careful when you're going in there to clean up all the details with your knife. Alright, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you have a good one, and we'll see you later.